Hey gang, welcome back to INSRA Racquetball. We are with Dwayne Wolf, the president of the INSRA. We're going to do a recap of the 2014 state singles tournament for you. And Dwayne, as we look into going over all the winners in the event, let's first of all get your opinion on how the event went.
The event was phenomenal. We had our first. This is the first time ever we were at the Purdue, what it's called, the Rec Center, I think is what the official.
Yeah, well, they kind of, it's co-rec for short. It's the France Cordova Recreational Sports Center, but they do a co-rec as kind of a mixture of her name and then the rec part. So
okay.
And it's a renovated.
Yeah, brand. The whole place was redone. It's phenomenal. We had the opportunity. They have. I think it's 14 courts available that we there. And we were using, I think, 12 most of the day. So it was great. It was just a phenomenal event. It's just a great location, centrally located in the state. And again, the facility is second to none. So we thank Purdue for allowing us to have the event there. And we had 73 players this year, and which is great. Again, I think because it was centrally located. And everybody really enjoyed the facilities. We were able to get the whole event done in one day as well because we had so many courts. So it was a wonderful event.
Yeah, it seemed like people were also, even when they weren't playing, they were engaged in what was going on in some of the other matches they weren't playing in. Would you agree with that? Or?
Absolutely, because one of the great items that the facility offers is you have stadium seating for one of the courts. You can view all of the courts. We get whether a glass door or a glass window, so you can watch. So people were really engaged in watching the matches and getting to know what's going on. And because there were so many courts, there was always something going on that you could watch and watch one of your friends or somebody you just played, get to see how they play, or somebody you're about to play, see how they're doing. So it's always fun.
Okay, well, I guess since we sort of recapped how the event went, I guess we can jump right in to get the champions and the runners up.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do want to point out, we're wearing the official shirt that we had this year. It's a great, kind of like a cross between a dry fit and a cotton shirt. Wonderful to play in. It's very comfortable, or running and so forth. We still have a limited supply of these available, and we have the ladies as well. So that's that with the
INSRA logo on the back there. That's cool.
And so we've got a few of those left. They're at $20 a piece, and just absolutely wonderful to use. So we've got a few more. You can get a hold of myself or Becky Bowman, and we can get you one. So
excellent. Yeah. All right. So. Sorry, I forgot that detail. We're both wearing it, so we didn't want to skip that. All right, so I guess we're going to get on with our first.
Yeah, and excuse me for looking off to the side here, but I've got everybody off to the side on the computer, so I make sure that I can get all the names right. But let's start with the skill divisions, starting with the open division, and is a repeat winner this year, and also was our player of the year, Philip Besley. He won men's open for the second year in a row, and Philip has also won a few years back when, because he took a few years off, and he's now been back and playing phenomenal. He was able to beat Jack Coleman, who took second in the event.
Yeah, and this is a match you saw right here on YouTube. And Dwayne, are we looking at? It seems to me might be a new. Standalone or continuing rivalry, a new featured rivalry here in the INSRA. Would you agree or not?
Yeah, I think we have Adam Taylor, who's been out with some injuries and so forth. I look forward to maybe next year when he's back in it and he and Philip can go head to head. Not that Jack didn't give him a good match, and he did. But we're really, the open draw is building again, and that's really exciting. And we had, when you can have a nice big event like that and see some great play, and it's wonderful. So I think it's going to get better and better as the years come.
Well, I have to say, no matter what happens in this matchup, it's really fun to watch these two play against each other and have a good time.
Absolutely. It was very good. And so obviously those were our winners for the open. Let's talk a little bit about the A division. And obviously, the winner of each of the skill divisions in state singles, when you win that skill division, not only do you get to be crowned the champion for this year, but you are automatically moved up to the next level. So that's one of the wins and the losses of winning a division. So now playing open, because he won the men's A division, is Roberto Berenstein out of Mishawaka, and he beat Ross. And I will definitely mess up Ross's last name, Oberholzer, I believe it is. Tough match from what I didn't get to see it, but I know it was a tough match. And Roberto came out the victor. And Victor, now you're in the open division, so welcome. You get to play Philip first.
Oh, yeah, that's your reward.
Forward. Yes, exactly.
Well, you said that it was a tough match. I think from my standpoint, I mean, I didn't see much of it either because I think I had competition scheduled, and this what I could tell and a gauge for me is that I finished a lot of what I played, and that was still going on long after I was done.
Right.
And that's, I mean, as long as a match seems to be tougher the longer it goes.
Correct, yeah. And I saw the players afterwards, and you could tell it was a long match. They were definitely tired, and that's what you hope for in the finals, and we've certainly got that.
Yeah. Good, great. Well, congratulations to really both of those two guys.
Yeah,
they played a great match.
In the Bs, we had now this winner, Wes Thomas, won the men's Bs. He gets to join the ranks of the A players. So Roberto moved up, and he gets to take Roberto's spot. He had a tough match, and he beat Alex Mearsham. So they had, from my understanding, they had a great match as well.
So if you don't mind me interjecting with a few comments on this is the division that I play in, and I ran into Wes Thomas in the second round. Last year I got to play in the final, but this time I got to play somebody who played in the final. Wes Thomas is a player that, from my opinion, it seems like he can cut off shots very easily. And that gives me all kinds of trouble. And then we're also seeing Alex Mershon as a rising star here in the INSRA. So that, to me, is very significant. Well, I mean,
right.
The final I thought was pretty good. And it's another video right here on YouTube that you can watch. But congrats to both of those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Alex was last year a junior player of the year. Now he's no longer a junior player, and he's really doing well. I mean, to make it to the B finals, I think is a great accomplishment. So great job to both players.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
And, Wes, I'll see you in my division.
Oh boy.
Let's go to men's.
That'll be fun to watch.
We had, again, these are all single elimination rounds, so you had to work your way through that. And but Scott, I guess it's Funk, and Benit Fernando Martinez in the finals for men's C.
Okay, yeah. Well, congratulations to Scott Funk and the runner-up.
Yeah, and so Scott gets to play in the Bs now.
Yes, welcome to Bs.
Yeah. So there you go. It's a great way to get to the next level and increase the level of play that you get to experience. I mean, you can get stuck in one division for a long time, and it's not really. It becomes it doesn't really help your game. So when you get to move to the next level, it really forces you to become a better player. And seeing different players is one way to do that.
That's an excellent point to make, and it's something we all should remember.
Right. Now, in the novice, we had the young players and novice players. We had two divisions that kind of were like a playoffs, and so we got four names to talk about here. One of the divisions we had Steve Jesse defeated Tim Kuipers, and in one of those, and in the other one we had, I believe these are cousins or brothers. I can't remember which they are, but Parker Pace outpaced his cousin or brother, Skylar Pace. So, good, young juniors playing, and we love to see them out there playing. This is one of the things that the sport doesn't have enough of, is the young players. And, they were able to have a good, competitive weekend and get a lot of play in as well. So,
congrats to both of those two guys. And if all four of you can find a couple friends,
yeah.
we love to see new players in that division.
Correct. So let's talk a little bit about the women. This is still one area in which we have a lot of opportunity. We got some great women players, but we don't have enough women players, and that is really one of the areas in which we really need to work hard to get some more women playing the sport. We do a lot of Twisted Sister events, and which is a way for the gals to the players that are just beginning to play with the more experienced players to share that knowledge. And we do that just for fun and allow them to get together. And we're trying to do that to help each other out. But, anywhere at your club, find those women players that are out there and get them excited about a tournament, because I guarantee you they're probably a lot better than they think they are, and they'll have a great time.
Yeah, the gals that I've talked to, the ladies on that side of things, really enjoy the Twisted Sisters events, and it's a great way to start and meet new people too.
Absolutely, and again, we're trying to help everybody get better, and it's a great way to do it. So, but without further ado, let's talk about some of the divisions.
All right.
So, Women's Open, really, that was the women's open age. I mean, that really, because we didn't have, again, as many women players as we would like to have. Actually, I think there's one more division down here. I'm sorry. There it is, the Women's Open. Becky Bowman won that, and Deb Steffendell was in second. And Becky was our returning player of the year, female player of the year for Indiana, and she's won all over, not just Indiana, but surrounding states and at national events as well. She's done extremely well. So I think you got a recap of her Player of the Year award on YouTube.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's well deserved.
Yeah, and as well, Becky also won the women's age, beating Diana Vett. And I believe Diana plays up at Notre Dame, and she came down for the event, and it's the first time seeing her at one of our events, and she played very well. So, but they had a good match as well, like a little round robin event there.
Yeah, it's always good to see a new face, especially on the ladies' side, and yeah, she plays pretty well already. And I don't know how new to the sport she is, but I've seen her play. She has a pretty good handle on how where to move, what shots to take, decision making. So we've already got a good player in that division. Yeah,
very exciting. Like I said, it's always good to see new players, and especially when it comes to seeing more of the women players and younger players, because that's definitely what we're looking for, younger and then the women players, so we can have some more competition, because it makes it hard for mixed doubles because there's not enough players.
That's right.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the other divisions. The women's 40 plus BC, it was a round robin. Chris Tierney won that division, beating out Andrea. And Andrea, I'm sorry, I'm not even going to attempt the last name because I will mess it up. I will. Smolsried?
I'm going to guess Schmalzried.
Right, so she can correct us next event. We'll probably get hit with the ball. Yeah. So that was again, the women's 40 plus BC. And Chris is also traveling all over the place, and she's really picked up her game. And she's been playing at a lot of events, not just here in Indiana. I think she's played in, I think she went to Missouri and did some other ones. And I know she's going to Cleveland soon and doing all kinds of things. So great job, Chris.
Yeah, that's awesome. She's been a great recent addition to the player kind of roster here on the INSRA. I've really been impressed with her drive.
Yeah, she has. She's really playing very well. I think the remaining women's division we had was women's BC. And Andrea this time came out on top, and she beat Kim Remschisel,
I believe.
Remschisel. So I think in that final, we had the most letters of any division.
Hey, that's cool,
Exactly. So Great job to both gals. I mean, I believe, I remember seeing both gals when they came out. They were totally done. It was a knockdown, drag out fight. So I remember when they were done, they were definitely done.
That is awesome. It's great to see that kind of a match in any division.
Correct.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
That was the way it ended.
Correct. All right. Now we've got all the skill divisions out of the way. Let's go through some of the age bracket divisions and recap those very quickly, because we have quite a few different brackets. And what we do here is we have the skill divisions, and then we have the age by skill. So it might be a certain age group, and then whether it be A, B, or open, or maybe a B and C. So we can kind of get players grouped in with their own age group as well as within their own skill levels. So, someone who's my age, it's no fun to go against all those young players. It's not as much fun anymore. So unless you win, then it's a really lot of fun. But that doesn't happen very often anymore. So you try to get grouped into your age group bracket as well as the skill level. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. So first one we have on here, it's let's see, I got some of these written down here. Men's age open. And so again, this was regardless of age, and it was an open division. And winning that was Delhi Stinnen out of Terre Haute. Yeah, and he was able to get past Travis Fudge from Fort Wayne. So Delhi, continues to play, even though I know he hasn't been playing as much as he was before. But he's just a fierce competitor. And Travis is really, improved his game dramatically, and he's playing quite a bit as well.
Yeah, that's a great matchup. I hope folks had a fun time watching that one.
Yeah, they did. And congratulations to both of them. At the 19 plus A, so basically anybody from 19 on that wanted to get into this division, they were there. I believe pretty much was younger players, probably a little older than 19. But Matthew Niemeyer, he was able to win that, beating Gregory Heinley,
yes.
Yeah, beating Gregory Heinley in that one. So congratulations to both of you guys. We're going to move right through these pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will tune us off.
That's right. Yeah.
But the rest of you that want to hear your name, hang on there.
We'll get to you.
Yeah. Men's 30. And I think this was a men's 30 A, B division. In that, Ross Holzer this time was the victor. He was in second in another one. This time he was first, beating Matt Beals. And I'm sure that was a knockdown, drag out. Two guys that like to hit the ball really hard. So that should have been quite loud, in fact, and quite an intense match. So.
And do an excellent job in hitting the ball hard.
Yes,
They're good shots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the hard part about playing those young guys. They hit it hard and really well. So that's why I stay away from that now.
Well, the last four people from the last two divisions, I've witnessed all four of them. I've been on the court with three, and they're just outstanding. So I wanted to add that because they all play a great game.
Yeah, and you know what? I played almost all of the ones at one point or another right there above. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I've walked off the court many a times, not so happy. So how about 30 plus BC? So drop down a little bit in skill level. And in this one, we had Jeff Gillum taking first and Tony Ortiz finishing second. So that was, I'm sure, a very competitive match as well. That was actually a straight draw.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of players in that bracket. So.
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah, to even get there as a triumph, I think both of these two are also very intense. I'd say. That's both of their strengths of their intensity. They don't quit, and they keep bulldogging through it.
Right, exactly. So, that makes for a great match to watch. So when you talked about earlier that people were really engaged in watching, it's because there was so much good play out there.
Excellent.
35 AB, a two-time winner at this event, Roberto Berenstein, won again, beating out Eric Burton in the 35 AB. So congratulations to Roberto. He's a scrappy player, very scrappy player. He gets to just about everything. You think it's done, and he still gets it. So I've been surprised many a times. So congratulations, Roberto, a double win over the weekend. That's great.
Well, I have to say that I was also in this division, and as you can see, it's not there. Gee, I wonder what happened to me. I ran into Roberto after he won that match against Ross. So technically, by the time he played myself and Eric Burnett, he was an open player. So no, but I'd have to agree with that. He's a scrappy guy. He doesn't seem to be affected by any kind of, his mood doesn't really change that I've noticed. He is. He doesn't, good or bad, what happens, he keeps that steady, and that's something to learn from too, that steady mood, and he keeps it positive, and that's hard to do. It
is hard to do. I mean, the mental game, just like any other sport, is really hard to control that, and he does. He just goes out and has fun, and that's why he's a two-time champion. Somebody else who had two wins this weekend, Wes Thomas. You already talked about him earlier. This was in the 40 plus AB. Wes took first there, making Tony Ortiz a bridesmaid again. So he got second place. So I know Tony had some a lot of work to get there, but still second place is great. But unfortunately, Tony wasn't able to get through there. But Wes won for a second time for the weekend, so he had a good weekend as well.
Not surprising to see his name again in the winner's circle.
Okay, very good. Let's jump up to men's 45 AB. Drake Devers. Drake hails from the Omni Club up in by Cherville, and he took first place there, beating Mitch Dickerson. And talk about another guy that can really hit the ball hard. That's Drake. So I think he was on. I think we're going to hear his name again in a few minutes as well. So
Yep.
Another first. So congratulations to both those guys.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. In the men's 45, 55C, we got a first place winner here. It was Scott Funk. And I don't have a second place, so I don't know what happened. So whoever was second, great job. But it wasn't in the final results. I'm not sure if we had a forfeit at the end or something like that. But either way, I want to congratulate Scott on a job well done, making it to first in that round robin.
Yeah, now we heard his name before too, so I mean he had done a good job already to that point too.
He was in one of the skill divisions as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, because I think he won the skill division, didn't he?
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
I think that's right. Yeah, good.
Sorry, there's a lot of names we forget, but I remember hearing him before. So.
Correct. Very good. This is one I got to play in. It was the 50 AB. So again, an age group. We had 2 flights, and then we had a finals. I did not win. I lost to Frank Rivera. And he took first in that division, and I took second. But I'll tell you what, we had a really good finals. Lost the first game 15-14, and then I lost the second one 15-12 when the ball came off the back wall and hit my leg, or I was trying to get it to come off the back wall. And I lost it. Yeah. Talk about losing the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. Man.
So, but that was a lot of fun, and it's a lot more fun playing guys in your own age bracket. It's a lot of fun. So it was good.
Well, it was a close match, both games. That's good.
And Frank's a great player. He recently moved here permanently, going back and forth to California, but he's a great player. So I felt really good to even get that close. So it was really good. I said I was going to mention Drake's name again, and I will. Men's 55 AB. Drake took first again, beating Rick Killian, who took second in that one. So, and I'm sure that was a great match.
Oh, yeah.
Both players. I played both players, and those guys are great players. So.
Well, congrats to them.
Absolutely. Men's 60 plus, got Jerry Goodrow, out of, Indy here, and he beat out James Caristy, I think it is, who hails out of, Valpo. He's a math instructor, or professor, I should say, up there at Valpo. And he came in second.
Cool. All right. Well, good job, both those guys.
Yeah. Now,
we got
behind. I think I'm going to be able to say James' name again, because I believe right in the next bracket, because he played men's age singles 60 plus AB, and he was able to come out on top on that one. So second in the other one, now first in this one, and he beat Patrick Cunningham in that one.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Congratulations.
Nice job.
Yeah.
In a second.
Excellent.
So we've got a couple more here. Men's age singles. This was the playoff. We had, this was the CD. So, this was the finals. In the playoffs, we had Jonathan Cook took out Zach Burnett. And, if I remember correctly, these guys were really going at it at the end. I mean, this one was, they had big round robin groups. I think there were 3 brackets, and we took 2 winners, the winners from each bracket of 3, plus a wild card, whoever had the next most points. Then they had 2 more matches, and then 1 more match. So these guys had a lot of matches to get there. So that was a lot of racquetball play for a round robin. So congratulations to both of those guys.
Well, even going through that long process can even do you some good, because you learn from that experience. You learn how long of a day it can be. And so, I mean, that sounds like a good kind of, lesson in endurance.
Absolutely. I mean, it really, do your cardio, because those days you really need it. You'll feel it. because you don't always have the matches in a row. Sometimes you got a gap in between. Now that can really be hard. How do you manage your eating? How do you manage your fluid intake? All of those things play in a one-day tournament, especially when the intensity level is so high. It's not like just getting on the court and playing with your friends, but when it's match play, it's a whole other level of intensity, and the adrenaline is something you have to try to control. And those players that can kind of stay even keel, you mentioned about Roberto, I mean, that helps you immensely in an event like this.
I have to agree with all of that. That's a great point to make.
Okay, good. I think we've got one or two more, and I think we've got everybody covered here. Let's see. We have the 50 to 55 plus, and that's an open division. In this one, we have Bob Shank, took first place, beating out Bob Wright.
I mean, Jim Shank?
Jim Shank beating out Bob Wright. Thank you for
all right.
My shoulder there. I couldn't, I'm getting old. And, it was towards the end of the evening when those gentlemen were able to get that match underway. And, I know it was really a tough match, really, really hard fought, but, I know, both were playing well, but I know Jim was really on and really played extremely well to finish that off.
I think we have video of both of those guys. So if you missed this match, you might, in any one of these names that we mentioned, if it's ever on the channel, you might tune in just to watch that particular player. So yeah, I'd have to agree. Those two guys, from what I've seen, are just phenomenal players.
Right. And I think that was every division that we had. And again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to be part of this year's event. A wonderful facility, which we hope to utilize for years to come. And, we look forward to seeing you at our next event, which will be our signature event. The state doubles is always held up at the Omni up in Cherville in December. But I know we got some summer tournaments, one in Fort Wayne, June 21st, and then we have another one in August. And I don't have that date in front of me, but I think it's the first weekend in August, and that's up at the Omni as well. So, got some great events, and we look forward to seeing everybody out there playing.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the tournament and the season or anything?
Well, we'll have our schedule out soon for the fall. It always starts in September. We usually have one, usually September. I think they have one up in Fort Wayne, and then we follow that up with an Omni event, and then of course we have the state singles in there. We'll also work on doing some LA Fitness type events if we can do that. That's where we just get together and play. But they're just little fun things. But just to keep the practice out there and keep everybody on their toes for the big events. And then, of course, there's all kinds of events going on in other states as well. So,
excellent. I guess that about wraps it up as far as State Singles 2014. Thank you for watching. For all things INSRA, please visit insra.org. This channel right here on YouTube or on Facebook, search Indiana Racquetball. I'm Nathan Caldwell.
And I'm Dwayne Wolf. Thanks for playing.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.